A local group continues to champion the cause of power consumers. Here on Grand Bahama, we have the latest. The rise to political prominence by a local pastor being celebrated on this northern island. And a local campaign has been mounted that could mean the difference between life and death.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the high cost of electricity remains a contentious issue on Grand Bahama. Tonight, a local organization continues to champion the cause for lower rates, and they're calling on the newly elected Free National Movement administration to intervene in this effort. Sabrina Brown reports.
The Coalition of Concerned Citizens is continuing its efforts to have the cost of power reduced on Grand Bahama. Leader of the group, Pastor Eddie Victor, is calling on the government to intervene in the energy sector on the island by establishing an independent regulatory committee through the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, ERCA. The present regulatory body is the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Any regulatory body, its primary mission is to protect the consumer. We have not seen that with the power company. We firmly believe that the government acting decisively to reduce the cost of electricity will help to stimulate and transform the economy of Grand Bahama.
The organization is also appealing to the government not to renew the East and West End agreements between the Grand Bahama Power Company and the government set to expire in 2018.
We believe that this represents a crucial point to introduce new and additional energy companies to stimulate competition and more efficiency for consumers on Grand Bahama Island. End the monopoly of the Grand Bahama Power Company and allow another power company to provide electricity in Freeport, including West End and East Grand Bahama. Or find a buyer for the existing power company who will partner with the government to provide lower affordable electricity rates on our island.
Coalition officials say electricity rates on Grand Bahama are significantly higher than that of BEC in New Providence. Executive Vice President of the Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union, Rudolph Stubbs, believes with Grand Bahama's potential for development, the cost of power should be more affordable.
Grand Bahama happens to be a fueling station for all the major oil operators around the world. We have Buckeye that facilitates the operation. And so therefore, owing to the fact that this is a free and bonded zone, and the cost of operation as far as the Bahamas government is concerned is not of a high value.
Area Vice President of the Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union, Darren Brooks, says the organization will continue to fight for lower electricity rates in the nation's second city.
For several years, the residents and business community in Grand Bahama have cried out for relief as it relates to the energy sector and billing and rather the business practices of the power company. But for the most part, that's fallen on deaf ears.
ZNS News spoke with Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Anthony Newbold, who said the information was forwarded to the Prime Minister's office and is now pending a review. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, two major stakeholders, ITEL BPO Solutions, Island Outsourcers, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited, have intensified their efforts to solidify one of the island's newest industries. The call center industry continues to make significant strides as a new sector for growth for this island's economy. The two recently teamed up for the ICMI Contact Center Expo held at the Walt Disney World Dolphin Resort, Orlando, Florida. The event marked the second year in which ITEL BPO and the GBPA have collaborated to promote Grand Bahama Island as a premier destination for BPO operations within the region. Switching gears now, there has been a reported increase in the stomach virus and what is commonly referred to as the pink eye on Grand Bahama. Tonight, we speak with a primary care physician on the symptoms, treatment, and prevention of these conditions. Physician Dr. Leviticus Rolls says he has been busy over the past few weeks, particularly with persons suffering from what has been diagnosed as a stomach virus.
We are obviously more concerned about persons at the extremes of age, very young, very old. Healthy young adults would perhaps be able to rid themselves of this virus within about 2 to 3 days.
But the doctor notes that this virus is contagious.
We recommend that once you have any signs or symptoms that you suspect may be this, what we've been calling this stomach bug, a few things. One is you want to make sure that you start immediately to practice good hand hygiene. The virus is spread from hand to mouth, from personal contacts. And so washing your hands properly with soap and warm water, using hand sanitizers. But if you're having severe symptoms, if you're having intractable vomiting, loss of diarrhea, then we do recommend that you seek help. For the most part, this is something that you can deal with at home once you're properly advised. Drinking lots of fluid, Gatorade, coconut water, avoiding certain things such as dairy products.
Dr. Rolls says there is no need to rush to the hospital should you experience symptoms of a stomach virus unless you fall under these categories.
A person infected with the norovirus can be infective, can be contagious from the time he or she starts to show symptoms until about 2 to 3 days after the symptoms have gone away. So you're looking at about a 4 to 5 day period where patients are contagious. And during this period, we do recommend that you not only stay away from the general public, but also practice good, proper hand hygiene while at home. It is very contagious.
But the stomach virus is not the only medical concern. Dr. Rolls says they have also seen a number of persons coming into the medical center suffering from what is commonly referred to as pink eye.
The proper term is bilateral conjunctivitis, and this causes severe irritation of both eyes. It typically starts with just one eye. Within about 24 hours, you'll find that the other eye becomes infected. There's tearing, profuse tearing. There's severe irritation. Some patients would describe it as sand or something gritty caught between the eyelids. Sometimes associated with a fever, but not always. You don't always get that systemic feature. But again, we are seeing increasing numbers of pink eye. And again, this is something that is highly contagious, and we do recommend vigilance. If you have any concerns, if you're around somebody who has pink eye, then again, good proper hand hygiene. But you want to, if you yourself suspect that you do have pink eye, then please seek some physician assistance and stay away from your usual, such as work or school.
Well, tomorrow, June 14th, is being observed as World Blood Donor Day. Officials of the Public Hospitals Authority is appealing to persons in the community to be a part of this observance and help save lives. Megan Shepard reports.
The Grand Bahama Health Services continuing its mandate to provide top health care to Grand Bahama and the Northern Bahamas. Wednesday, June 14th, will be recognized as World Blood Donors Day, and Administrator Sharon Williams is encouraging community members to partner with the GBHS by signing up to be regular blood donors.
Now, because of our small size, it is a challenge to provide and store a large amount of blood and blood supplies. We are told by our laboratory services that if you do that and you don't use these products, including the blood in time, then there is a storage or shelf life. So what our program does is, as much as possible, provide those persons for blood donation when the need arises. So we want to have persons engage with us to register and be a part of our registry services.
This year's theme is Give Blood, Give Now, Give Often. Committee member of the Blood Donor Society of Grand Bahama, Ladidra Marsh, noting that every person on island has either been in need of blood or knows someone that has. She is encouraging residents to become a part of this life-saving initiative.
We will celebrate World Donor Day on the 14th of June, which is on Wednesday, and we will ask everybody to come out and give blood. On the 30th, we will have the official launch of the Blood Donor Society of Grand Bahama, and we are asking everybody to come out between the hours of 11 and 2.
Persons are eligible to donate blood every 3 months. Now, mothers with children over the age of 1 and persons with tattoos over 1 year old are eligible to donate blood. Laboratory technologist Patrice Burton and Maria McIntosh explain the criteria and common misconceptions.
We are asking that everybody who is 18 years and over can come and donate blood on the 30th first or add into our registry of giving blood. The criteria of giving blood is that you should eat a half an hour before you come to donate the blood. You must be well hydrated by drinking fluids.
There's a misnomer that if you're hypertensive or diabetic that you can't give. That is a misnomer. Once you have dialogued with your physician and your prior to coming in to donate blood, and you have that conversation with your physician, and your physician lets you know that you're okay, you're more than welcome, and once you're well controlled, we will be more than happy to take the unit of blood from you.
Persons wishing to donate blood can do so at the Rand Memorial Hospital, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.